We live. Audio check. Audio check. 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 Audio check. We running a little bit late, but that's kind of what I do. I do a little late. What's going on? Gonna have to turn my camera. There we go. Let's see if we get a couple people in here before we start chatting. How's this thing sound? We got a lot to talk about. And what we're going to talk about is something that I may have spoken about maybe about a year ago, and things are coming to fruition. All right. Yesterday I did a live. Oh, wait, we can't do this without saying hello to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing? Postal family, is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Let's go through the hellos. Shy till I die. What's going on? Michael Duff. What's going on? They gonna finally address management bullying and stop the revolving door of potential hires. I wish they did. Lucas, what's going on in Oregon? I wish I could pronounce that last name. S. Tatanani. Oh boy, New York. All right, Chooch. John Bates, how you doing? Lone Ranger. Bryce. Rain. We see you. Eric's Outdoor Adventure. What's going on? God's Child. I know that's right. Aaron, didn't I tell you you had to be in seclusion? Miss McKayed Love. Make it think he's from his voice. Nah. Money chasing. Because I if I talk with my regular voice, it'll be really loud. And y'all don't really want to hear this. So I gotta, get a little lower. Why you sound so somber? We're gonna get into it. Los Angeles. Hey, Dylan, how's it going out there? I know y'all got some bad air. I know that we spoke about the wildfires about a year ago, and I think that they got to deliver in that stuff. That's unhealthy. KC, what's going on? Corey, Kentucky. Have you heard about the 15K buyout, JCH? We actually going to talk about that. But wait, there's more. I spoke about that yesterday, and I literally had a video made to really detail about that. And then I get to work and I get an email, and what I saw, I was thrown off. I went and I spoke to my union steward. I said, "How come you ain't tell me, dude?" He's like, "I didn't know nothing about this." We're gonna get in that in a second. Amanda, how are you? Where do they deliver to if their route or offices and vehicles are burnt down? Shit, that's a good question. Gonna be taking the buyout. Oh boy. Well, we gonna talk about this buyout thing. All right. So I got an email. I wish I could share the screen, but I can't. So it's from the United States Postal Service link. That's for if you work at the post office. Some of the clerks have access to the blue pages. Indiana, how you doing? USPS to offer retirement incentive. Now, some of you like, I'm not retiring anytime soon. What does this mean? We gonna get to that. The domino effect. Yesterday we spoke about it, and I gave some statistics regarding the mail handler union. It was leaked. We read it. I said, man, this is just going to open the door They're going to see how people, accept it if they do, and then other crafts will follow. Well, slap me silly and call me Uncle Tom. The opportunity for VER, which is voluntary early retirement, and optional eligible employees in certain crafts, more than one. The Postal Service is offering an optional retirement opportunity that includes an incentive to certain employees represented by the APWU and the National Postal Mail Handlers Union. The incentive offer is available to the following career full-time, part-time flex, and part-time regular employees who are eligible for optional retirement or voluntary early retirement as of April 30th. The clerk craft, the mail handler craft, motor vehicle services craft, maintenance craft, information technology and accounting services center craft, National Postal Professional Nurses craft. Y'all didn't know we had nurses, did you? Yes. Human resources, shared services, headquarters facility services, administration and building support, National Material Customer Services Center. Ooh, all eligible employees will receive an offer letter and additional information from the Postal Service the week of February 3rd by first class mail. The letter and information will be mailed to the employee's home address of record. Stop. Any one of you right now that does not have your correct address, you need to go in light blue and correct that today. Today, you need to correct that. If anything were to happen to any one of us, we need to make sure that our addresses are correct. Some people want, I ain't doing that shit. Need to have it. If anything were to happen, they need to be able to send you your stuff to your correct address. Please do that. The Postal Service strongly encourages employees to ensure their home addresses of record is correct. Details of retirement incentive offering, important submission dates, and other information is available on the My Human Resources website, voluntary early retirement or optional retirement pages. Employees can access My HR by going to light blue and signing in using your EIN, the same way you would go in. Please make sure that you do that. Now, I ain't gonna be able to see y'all because I gotta stretch this damn thing out. This thing is huge, huge. I read this yesterday, and this was from the Memorandum of Understanding between the United States Postal Service and the National Postal Mail Handlers Union. I want you to listen to these key words, and I will break it down. The parties agree that the Postal Service will make lump sum incentives payment totaling $15,000 less applicable taxes and deductions eligible full-time career employees who choose optional retirement or retire pursuant to the voluntary early retirement. This was done between the union and the United States Postal Service. How many of y'all knew this? See, my union guy said they were at a union meeting yesterday and they didn't even bring it up. And I'm in the APWU. They didn't bring it up. He's in the know all the time. How come he didn't know about this? Again, this is for the mail handlers. So the one thing that I want to talk about is line 4, which is the most important. The parties agree to relax some of the contractual complement restrictions in those installations where employees accept the one-time retirement incentive. The Postal Service may replace each insert your craft here who accepts the incentive, but I want to talk about the complement. So relaxing the complement, it means adjusting the adjusting the required number of staff for a specific installation or postal unit, plants as well as stations. By doing so, USPS can offer early retirement to more employees without immediately needing to hire replacements. Essentially, it's about reducing the workforce while still ensuring that the installation can operate efficiently with fewer people. This is one of those things where your worst nightmare comes through. This approach can help USPS management labor costs and streamline operations, which that what DeJoy's been talking about, streamlining operations while maintaining service standards. Um, what does it mean? What does it mean? Uh, they're gonna offer something like lower ages to people. So if you had a specific age to retire, they will offer that to you. Uh, Less time, they offer it to you. The stipulations that they have, though, it's not like they're going to give you the $15,000 a day you walk out the door. They're going to give on a specific day 2025 10 grand and then $5,000 next year. So it's not today. It's time. So there's a lot of time involved in that, which to me seems really odd. But wait, there's more. If you don't accept it, that's fine. You're going to stick around. But just think of the scope of it. The scope of it saying that the only craft that seems to be safe right now is the carriers. Maybe that's what Renfro was saying your 1.3 was great for. Well, at least you got a job. Uh, uh, uh. Stinking son, bitch. If they need less mail handlers, if they need less clerks, if they need less maintenance mechanics, just think all the crafts that fall underneath them. They're trying to reduce the workforce as a whole. And who agreed to that? Who agreed to it? Anybody want to raise their hand? Your union agreed to that. Now, that doesn't mean they won't replace them, but relaxing the complement, again, for those that haven't watched, a complement means how many people they need for a specific installation or unit in order to function correctly. And if they don't have to fill it, that means one or two things. There's going to be some people that have a lot of extra work, or they're going to find they're going to this is what I spoke about this before. Accessing, some people know, some people don't know, where people just don't have job duties anymore. So I think it maybe about 8-9 months ago, we were talking about clerks sitting in a room for 8 hours. They come to work, they punch in and just sit there. And then they can get shipped to one space or another space. They're trying to make it uncomfortable so that people kind of voluntarily either quit or fight. They're making it difficult for everybody. But who agreed to this? Your unions. When the last time they agreed to something like this? From my understanding, it was in the early 2000s. For the carriers, which this is not applying to, somebody said in the 80s or something like that. And they never really offered money. So they're saying, here's a little bit of change, leave. Now, there are some people that should take it because they don't need to be around here. But what does that say for the overall workforce as a whole? Let me see what you guys are saying because I can't read. I'll give them 15K to go. Now, $15,000 is only good enough depending on your life situation. What does that mean? $15,000 goes quick. It does. $15,000 to walk out the door in your pocket, that's fine, but it's not right there in your pocket. It's not 15,000 here. It's 15,000 minus all applicable state taxes, federal taxes, and all the other goodies that come with it. So you might be lucky to walk away with 11 and some change just to retire. And then people are leaving early. They put themselves in bad situations, but excessing is not a good thing. And it's crazy because I was texting somebody and they said, what did they say? Blah, blah, blah. Close the door, I to T. A lot of it has to do with the consolidations. That word I used a lot last year, consolidations, where you take a lot and you squeeze it into something small, consolidate. And also, when you consolidate things, like I spoke about yesterday, where they're having all these different changes. Now, somebody said, this is not interesting or it's not fun or it's not exciting. I'm not trying to be interesting or fun or exciting. I'm really trying to pass information on so that you guys can have knowledge and make educated decisions on what your next moves are going to be. I can't always be animated. It was really something that kind of just bopped me in the head, and I was like, shit, this is it's one thing for mail handlers, but then they're talking about clerks. They're talking about truck drivers as well. You know, it the the people that are at retirement age, just think about it. I want y'all to think they're typically on the table one, right? Because APWU has table one as well. Those are the table one people. Takes a big chunk of money away. They are replacing a lot of new carriers. Great. But there are going to be a lot of people that are displaced. So at the stations themselves, I said this yesterday, they and I think I spoke about this maybe 8 months ago, where they are trying to find places that they can cut back from truck drivers picking up the mail in the evening, the outgoing mail, the mail that the carriers pick up. So if they're no longer picking up mail in the evening because it's no longer cost effective, what they're gonna do is, okay, I'm driving an empty truck to go pick up a bunch of mail from a station. I got to drive 30 miles to go pick up, load up. Now I got a full truck and come back. Some of the times the trucks ain't full. Is that cost effective? You know what? Let's delay this for 8 hours and have the morning driver that is bringing mail to that station drop that mail off, pick up the mail that was from the night before, and bring it back to the station. That way the truck is no longer driving with air. That is their strategy, because transportation costs a lot of money. Trucks cost a lot of money. The diesel costs a lot of money. Truck drivers have a higher salary. They cost a lot of money. So what happens? They eliminate some of those bids, those evening bids. Not saying that's all the way across the board, but this all, I don't know how long you guys have been watching, but I said there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle that we're trying to put together. And slowly these pieces are starting to come together. When I spoke about attrition a while ago, here we are now. I never thought they would offer money. And for some of you that watched me a while ago, hey, give me some money, I'll resign. I never thought they would offer money. So where's this $15,000 coming from? Think about that. It's not just your station. They're talking about nationwide, every craft, $15,000 per person. Per person. That's a lot of money. But if they're willing to sacrifice that just to get rid, at the end of the day, it's just get rid of somebody, make them retire early, it fits into their fiscal budget. Let's give them a little bit, get rid of them. Now we save that big salary that we were paying them. We saved on paying their health insurance. Now it's on them. So it says funny doing buyouts, but can't pay the carriers. Oh, Mr. Baker, that's funny because it's my little chat group. I was teasing them. I sent a little article to them, and it was like, with nothing for the carriers. I said, F them carriers, them some lazy bastards. And then I wrote after that, oops, sorry, wrong chat. And they all just jumped me. They kicked me out of my group. They kicked me out the group. It was pretty funny. Anyway, let me check this out. Should I just join USPS? Well, UPS. Should I join UPS? You can join. I mean, I think you have to apply. But, I mean, how many of you would accept, if you were close to retirement, how many of you would accept $15,000 buyout? $15,000 don't do a lot of nothing, my opinion. But how many of you, if they offered you that right now, then what? And you retire. How many of you have something set up? How many of you have an extra skill set aside that, if you retire at 50, do you have something that you can do on the side? It's time for us as a whole to utilize this place right here for what they offer. They offer a lot of grants for education. If you want to go get certain licenses, there are things behind the scenes that they offer. So we can't be shallow and not look at all of the other things that they have to offer, because nobody really physically wants to be here working here. Me, the moment I hit age, I'm out of here. But I have a trade. I know exactly what I'm going to do when I leave here. I'm not going to retire at that point. I'm going to retire from this place, but I have something else that I will do. um so how many other people that are watching have something set up? And I was reading an article, and this article went from shit top to bottom about some lady. I think she applied to 256 places, and she got 7 interviews, and not one of them hired her. So what is our own self value? Where is our worth at? Are we setting ourselves up if we chose not to be here anymore? Because, my mailman Nick was talking to somebody, and somebody had just said they quit. A lot of people will quit, but they don't have anything to fall back on. What are we working towards to fall back on? There are a lot of different things we have to set ourselves up with. It's just whether or not we're going to put the work in. Now, for you that want to stick around, or you're going to be here for the long term, are you putting your work in to try to ensure that we have a job here in the next 15, 20 years? The job itself, because they eliminate 50,000 jobs. You have 50,000 people that are displaced. They don't need 50,000 people anymore. We used to need 10 people on the dock. We only need 6. There was 10 jobs on the dock. Now there's only 6 on the on the jock on the dock. Now there's 4 people that are displaced. We have to think about what our alternative moves are. Oh man, I'll DoorDash. That ain't gonna last for long. They're really not. This, like I said, this is not one of those fun videos. This is one of those videos that I pass on a little bit of information. Please make it make sense for you, whatever area you're in. There's a lot of different comments where people say, oh, well, I'm good right here. I'm making a killing. There are other people that are in rural areas that don't make that killing. So are we saving up for tomorrow? Are we doing things intelligently? Are we wasting a little bit of money we get back from our taxes? Are we taking that money to reinvest it in ourselves, to try to educate ourselves, get a little bit of compute? Every single one of y'all have a computer in your hand, right? Every single one of you have a computer in your hand. Use this to make you money. Learn how to utilize the computer in order to make yourself some form of income, because there are ways. We have to have something on the side just in case. Just in case. There are people that work for us right now that are sleeping in cars. We know this because they're talking about it, and it should never be that way. But do we have anything to fall back on? The hardest craft, like I've always said, is the carrier craft. They are physically beat. They realistically can't go and say, you know what, at the end of my day, I'm going to go work at the gas station overnight. There's no way. They'll die in 2 years. But the other crafts, some people work 2 or 3 jobs. And if you're working a second or third job and you have a little bit of extra income, don't waste it on foolishness. Please don't work. Please don't waste it on foolishness. Reinvest in us. Reinvest in learning. Please learn these contracts, because if my guy, Big G, didn't know that the union up top agreed to this, and the APWU, and he's usually in the know, we need to get more people that are in the chat, like you guys are in the chat right now, to try to invest yourself. Get involved in a union. Everybody said, man, a union sucks. Man, I've said it. I've said it. But if I got a bunch of my cool people with me and each of them get into the union, does the union still suck, or do my people suck? Get people that are like-minded in there and start infiltrating from the inside so that y'all can figure out what's going on. Like-minded people will get better results than fussing with your shop steward, fussing, and this buyout too, just so you know, is for management as well. There's a lot of managers going to be quitting. Think about that. How many people retired before 2025 because of the new health insurance? I spoke about that before. Because the new health insurance kicked in, they said, man, no, I'm staying with the old health insurance. I'm going to retire before the end of the year. A lot of people retired. Now they're offering money for people to retire. Then what? Then what? You gonna come in, hey, we just ain't got no work. You gonna, union will fight for you. Union will fight if we believe that. But I showed y'all have the link to the article. USPS and the union agreed to this. Is it a shocker? Shit, they already agreed to it. Why they posted on the 13th? All of them. All of them. It's not like it just happened yesterday. This was negotiated or in the works. It's not new news. It's new news to us. How come we don't have people on the inside learning about this stuff, knowing this stuff, to give people information? Again, information is key. You should not have to watch me. I mean, it's great. Thank you for watching. But when it comes down to it, our go-to should be the people that we pay that little bit of money to represent us. I'm assuming we all agree on that, right? So I'm sorry, I'm reading some of these comments while we're talking. You can cut more of 5% management, ton of money. Management was offered a buyout as well. They were offered a buyout as well. Is our union presidents agreeing to these terms? I'm assuming so, Casey. All I know is what we read. The union and the United States Postal Service agreed to these terms. Who put that out there? It wasn't me. I don't know if it was your local shop steward. It couldn't have been them. They don't have that kind of power. You have to put people in power now that are willing to fight for you. If you don't, what's left? What's left? All right. Rocker's heart. Ain't nothing going on. We all got $50,000 raises. I'm just kidding. All right. Don't worry. Trump wants to cut your VA. Please, none of that. None of that politics in here. Please, 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 please. Oh, man. Not your local shop steward. Does anyone here know about DHL? Yeah, DHL never gets my stuff right. What about Chicago? What about Chicago pizza sucks, famous? I'm just kidding. I like to start that. I don't know when my union get together. See, that's another thing, Gabe. Call your union president. All you got to do is just go on the internet, go on Google, look up your union hall, call them in the morning, and get somebody. Hey, when are y'all open? When's your meeting? I'm a paying member. You're a dues paying member. You should know when your hall is open. Please get involved. Please. Bryce, we appreciate you. For by faith, I fart. Oh, man. Excuse you. USPS is a delivery service, so they make the delivery job the hardest job in the whole organization. What sense does that make? I agree. Cack. I'm 43 years old, been a TTO at the post office since 2018. Number 6 out of 37 seniority roster. What does it say? Shit. I ain't going anywhere. Plus, I'm 100% permanent and total disability through VA. So, you a TTO and you got permanent disability? I hope you unloading them trucks, man. That ain't nothing to be joking about, man. Permanent disability people. We have way too many mail handlers in Harrisburg just sitting on their fork lot. Standby time. Hired many people during COVID. Time to look for a new career because this place ain't it. I would not say look for a new career. I just simply say, have a backup. If anybody tells you anything different than have a backup, that's not an intelligent decision. Um, Always have something in your pocket. That way you can fall back on something. God forbid. Being displaced gets people discouraged. Would you like to come into work and have to sit in a room with 10 other people for 8 hours? After doing that for 3 weeks, people are like, you know what? This is F this. If you do that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna bring my little tablet in here. I'm gonna do some work on my tablet, whatever it is you're doing, learning, educating yourself. We have to be creative. The technology is in your hand in order for anybody can make money just from that little phone in your hand. You just have to be creative and stop watching fools like me. I'm gonna just tell you to be creative. There are other people that are on here that will teach you how to be creative so that you can make a little extra change. And people don't get it. Somebody said, "Oh, I only made it $50 extra a week." I say, "Well, $50 extra a week, 4 weeks, that's $200 extra a month. You paid a water bill, I think." Anything that you make, that you put a little bit of time in it, you earned it. And if that's what you got to do to cut back on some of your other expenses, that's how we make things work. It sounds foolish, but people have been doing this since the beginning of time. And I know what the comments are going to say. They're going to say, "Oh, well, you know what, Jay, man, we shouldn't have to work this hard in order to just to survive." You're right. We should not have to. But unfortunately, we do have to. We should not have to, but unfortunately, we do right now. So until that time changes, we have to do what we need to do in order to survive. And if that means doing something that takes you out your comfort zone temporarily, that's what we need to do. Again, this is about uplifting each other. You got almost 300 people in the chat, 300 different minds in this chat. People arguing with each other is beautiful, but 300 minds are in here because they want to make a dollar. Each of them think differently. That's 300 creative ideas if they put their mind to it. Y'all can make all of this different. Think about that. 300 people can make this different. Me and a couple of creators on here can't do nothing except for pass on information. I got my buddy Chooch, and he's like, "Man, seems like we fighting an uphill battle, man." And my one thing, and he went through this whole, uh, uh, conversation. And the one thing I said to him is, Rome wasn't built in one day. One built in 2 days. Slowly, things are changing. Look back to my videos from 4 or 5 years ago. I was speaking a lot differently because things were different back then. Things have progressively gotten better. 5 years ago, there was no 2 years and you become career. There was none of that. That was a gift. It was a blessing. Now we got to keep fighting for something better. Rome was not built in one day. People are retiring. It's time to replace them with like-minded people so that we can win. And for those that think that we can't win, sit back, enjoy the ride. Just don't quit. Don't give up. Please don't give up. We need like-minded people in place so that we can win. I got a local union president. He need to be home. I don't, I don't really care for, but he need to be home. He need to put some fresh meat in there. Some of the young bucks, young intelligent bucks, not just some wild bucks, but some young intelligent bucks that ain't in bed. Y'all already know what I'm saying. Now I'm not saying that he is, but what I need is somebody that's going to fight. That's not just doing this because they just want to find something to do because they're in retirement and trying to collect a paycheck. We need somebody that's going to fight. Those people that you've seen me have on that are bulldogs, that are saying, you know what, this place used to be great and it can be great again. Not necessarily working against the grain, but working with the grain in order to help everybody win. Now, we ain't always gonna be happy, but something better than yesterday is where we need to be. And why my damn thing? All right. Let me see what y'all wrote. I didn't really want to be on here too long, but let's make it happen. Oh boy. Like-minded people should get off their ass in the next election and vote. Oh, true that. Same rate in US, but Germany not as much. I don't even know what we're talking about. Post office, FedEx, DHL, Amazon, they feel similar. They're similar. Well, we the best though. I'm gonna keep saying that. Local union meetings should be posted in your facility prior to the meetings. Pay attention to your surroundings. Absolutely. As we said last night, don't make knucklehead purchases and save more. Save your overtime money if you can. Please stop mentioning politics in here, my friend. York guy. DHL will never run out of money. They're owned by Deutsche Bank. I'm taking a trip to Port Jervis on Thursday. Hit that like button. I don't like this guy. Not enough likes. My granddaughter, that's a teen, has been making money shoveling snow. She's getting a snowblower next year. I know that's right. I did that. I used to be right out there. I used to love it. The second it was a snow day, man, I went and used the old metal. That shows the age. Metal snow, boom, 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 for $20, shoveling these big ass driveways where I used to live. Then we went to Pergament. Y'all don't know about Pergament. It's like a Home Depot, and bought a nice big shovel. That was plastic. That was thug life back in the days. If it is different civilians, what y'all doing with PRS now? Disability is the same as long as you're non-employable, you can do what you want. I'm 100%. PRS, DHL, yeah, we're a lot more DHL lately. At the end of the day, in order for you to make a difference, you have to get involved. If you don't get involved, you're stuck with what others decide for you. That is so true. That is so true. We sit here and be upset, but if you allow somebody else to make your life decisions for you that is not like-minded for you, then who we got to blame? Who we got to blame? We can only blame each other and blame ourselves, really. All right. I didn't want to stretch this out. Um, I appreciate you guys coming in. Again, the domino effect of this will be felt. Will be felt. There's going to be extra workloads. We're going to see some robots. Some places have them already. People sending me videos inside of their facility. Don't do that. Yeah, keep doing it. I won't tell. Of these robots. They're doing mail handler work. I'm like, what in the hell? The time is now. We just have to be ahead of it. Some people need to get in some of that technology, learn some of that computer stuff, program that stuff. They are paying people at Amazon to learn how to program those things. They ain't paying nobody here to do it yet. But if you need to, go learn. Learn how to make those computers move, those robots. Why not? Because when Jay's sitting there and all I know how to do is ride a forklift, and they got automatic forklifts now. They're driverless. They do. I'm out of a job duty. That job is eliminated. Forklift is driving itself. That's what's happening. That is what is happening. I put videos out. I don't know, so many damn videos. So what now? What now? What? What do I do next? Educate yourselves. Postal family. 15K plus your pension. It ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it. 15K come out to about 11K, and you get that between two payments, one in like April or whatever it is, and then a year later. Shit. Pocket change. That's right. People be jumping in front of driverless forklifts and get paid. They got some serious sensors on those things. The postmaster said, look for less Amazon packages in the future. They're going to be doing their delivery in our area to get ready. This is true. This is so true. A lot of them are just going to start doing their own work because USPS has been raising their rates. That's where we're kind of at right now. Our treasurer is Kevin, and our union dues meant nothing given the current situation. Yeah. We have 1,300 members in our local. We'd be lucky if 14 people show up. Pathetic. That is. That hurts. That hurts. 1,300 people paying dues. 1,300. 14 people making decisions for your area. That's wild. 14 people making decisions for 1,300 people. Think about that. 13 people, 14 people that you probably don't even know are making life decisions for you and your livelihood and your family. Please get involved. Please get involved. It's JH. I'm going to step down, step out of here. This blind owl said it. Blackies. Love y'all. Be safe. Be easy. I really made that other damn video. Edited and everything. And as soon as I got to work, I saw that thing pop up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. All right, fam. I'm out. My WWE is coming on at 8 o'clock. That's kind of my thing. It's my one bit of peace around here. All right. Y'all be easy. No disrespect, your guy, but I try to keep the politics out of this because without the politics in this channel, everybody's here for one reason. You know what I mean? It's just like everybody's here. We're all here to curse out management or curse out the mail handlers or curse out the carriers. That's kind of what we do without the politics. Here to make $1. Crack jokes, talk some shit. All right. Love y'all. Be easy. WWE is diabolical. Aaron, didn't I say you can't talk? Don't let me tell these people what you got, Aaron. All right. I'll holler at y'all later. We out.